Okay. Legends of Oz. Dorothy returns.
Because it really needed a subtitle.
Right?
It didn't really need to exist. That's kind of what it comes. Oh my
gosh. All right, so this movie...
damn it.
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
That's not saying much. The bar set pretty
I'm not
damn
saying
low.
it's much better than I thought it was going to be.
Fuck, that was such a waste of time. That's kind of what it comes down to. There's an hour and a half of my life gone that I'm not getting back.
Rio 2 guy, come on back. All right.
God damn it, this fucking movie. I somehow don't think it's very, what's the word? True to its source material.
No.
Call it a hunch.
All right, so we saw this movie. We're going to talk about this movie.
So few times I don't want to talk about it.
That's why we just got to work through it, okay?
God.
So...
See, this is why you should appreciate more what I'm willing to put up with here, guys.
Me?
Among other things, yes.
All right, so this movie, for whatever reason,
exists.
Honestly has one of the best lineups of voice actors. Well, not voice actors per se, but celebrity voices.
Yeah,
that we've had in a long time.
In a non-Pixar movie.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, this is not Pixar. I don't think it was Disney.
No.
It was definitely not Disney.
No. It's like summertime productions.
It was not even like, yeah, it was, summertime productions.
I can't even believe it's made it into theaters. Like, the quality is just so
It came
bad.
out 2 weeks ago, and any given theater I looked at had 3 or fewer showings of it today.
Not surprising. We were the only people in the theater.
For the first time ever.
I've wanted this for over a year, and it finally happens, and it's this goddamn movie. You have poisoned the one thing I have been hoping for forever. But the movie I can't even laugh at because it's so bad. Granted, we still made fun of it the entire time.
Oh yeah, no. Being in an empty theater, being able to mock this movie as it happened.
It was like the only coping mechanism we had.
Oh, all right. So why don't we...
Especially about beavers.
We'll get there. Let's work through the storyline, step by step.
And then we'll get to the...
All right.
Because that was still the best line. So, okay, first off, right off the bat, it's worth noting this is a fucking musical on top of everything else.
Yes.
And I can't remember a single song from this movie.
It stars... All right. I don't know. We're going to back up all the way to the beginning.
All the way.
We get a freaking overture in this movie.
We do.
They play this thing. They give us almost all the credits in the opening scene as a tornado is going round and round, including telling us who wrote each song. You're given a soundtrack list in the opening thing. This is how little faith the movie has in itself. It believes you will not make it to the credits.
And to its credit, they were right. Because I didn't want to sit through the whole thing.
Oh my gosh. All right, so
after that happened, it's like, apparently, it like takes place kind of sort of right after the first Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. 8 minutes of music with credits. I haven't seen this since... I'm pretty sure that was like the 60s, 50s,
God,
somewhere in there.
Something like that. So probably like the Monty Python age.
yeah. Monty Python did it too. So,
except at least they made fun of it with the whole llama thing.
Exactly. I'm used to a few credits.
Not like here's our entire bibliography.
Exactly. It's like, oh my god.
And that's kind of tells you what's gonna happen. It's like, have you ever seen Birdemic? There's like a 13-minute sequence of credits and just driving on a road. And that's it. For like 13 solid minutes.
Although it does kind of make me realize, I didn't think about it last night.
What?
Last night we saw Godzilla. They did a long credit scene there as well at the beginning.
Did they?
They did, but we didn't notice it as much because it was better made than this.
For all the complaints you guys had about Godzilla, this makes it look like a fucking Oscar movie now.
Yeah, no, alright. So the tornado passes and Dorothy wakes up in her bed and the house is wrecked. It's like a tornado hit the place or something.
I don't fucking care.
She runs around. Her house gets condemned.
Yep, by Martin Short.
Exactly.
like that. I don't know how the rules of Oz work, because they all do the same thing, and it's confusing every time they do it. Is where they have people in the real world represent people that exist in the Oz world.
Yep.
Meanwhile, this whole minute, apparently that Dorothy's been awake, already years have passed in Oz, which I guess makes it Narnia.
More or less.
Basically. So, it's just... I don't know. The movie doesn't really give a shit enough to actually delve into that idea at all.
So, needing to bring her back over and unable to have a tornado on hand because, well, they just got hit by one, they send a rainbow.
Yeah, and all the joke. That's kind of what, like, the joke. What do we make? A Lucky Charms joke? I made a Reading Rainbow joke.
So, before the rainbow, we got our first musical number.
Oh, God.
Where, I don't even know her actual name. It's
Dorothy Gale.
That's the character. The woman playing.
I don't give a fuck.
It's the freaking chick from Glee.
I don't watch Glee.
Okay, well, back in the day, I did. I watched season 1, I'll admit it.
I'm gonna have to ask for your man card, please.
For watching season 1 of Glee?
Yes.
I was 14. I wasn't a man yet.
And apparently you're still not.
You really want to compare notes? You want to compare notes?
Bring it, motherfucker. Let's do this.
Facial hair.
Sexy gruff.
Gruff is a term for goats, not men.
At least it's not manscape. How often is it getting to take the curlicues in there?
Like 30 seconds.
Uh-huh.
I wake up, take a little wax, and done.
You have to use any sort of product for your hair.
You live in the Bay Area. 95% of men put something in their hair.
Not me. I'm all male.
Awesome. How many dates you been on this year?
Right for the fucking jugular. Yes. But you should have seen what she looked like.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to stop this here because my next comment just got too mean. I'm not going to go there, all right? There is an extent I will not go to. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a line.
Tell me after we're done recording.
All right.
Really? After the beaver thing?
Yes.
That's, okay, sure.
All right, so...
All right, so...
She sings a musical number about how she wishes she could fix everything. And as she tries to fix things for the farm animals, she puts them all in more and more precarious situations.
Where all of a sudden she thinks she's an architect for some reason.
Yeah, she tries to fix a chicken coop, chickens are trapped beneath chicken wire, and she doesn't notice. She tries to provide a roof for the horse, and nearly drops a sign on its head. Like, this is not good.
It's like... The sad part is, I've been watching too much Adventure Time lately. When I saw the horse and, like, the thing dropping on it, all I could think of was James Baxter. I don't know if you watched Adventure Time.
Not enough.
Not enough. Trust me, you know this episode if you saw it. It's a horse, like, balancing on a ball and just right going, James Baxter, over and over again. It makes everyone happy.
All right. So, Rainbow comes.
Yep.
Whisks her away back to Oz. Ooh. But midway along, she's terrified to be inside a rainbow.
I would be too.
Honestly, I've seen scarier episodes of Mario Kart.
I personally went with a Thor joke, but we all have like 5,000 references we can make.
It's true. And the scene is long enough that we get to make all of them.
I know. I think I kind of stole the NC joke, which is like, take a look, it's in a book, reading rainbow, as it turns into a hand and grabs Dorothy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. So, she's contacted by the Lion, the Tin Man, and Scarecrow.
Played by, like, Dan Aykroyd. Freaking Kelsey Grammer. I don't know. I don't know.
James Belushi.
James Belushi. I don't know who went down on who to get these people in these roles.
I don't know.
Because I've read Kelsey Grammer's, like, the story of his life, and it is so tragic. I can't believe he would voluntarily do this.
My working theory right now on this is James Belushi will do anything.
Okay, that one doesn't necessarily surprise me.
So, but that being said, for the others, you've got to be like, hey guys, we're gonna make a new animated movie based around the Wizard of Oz, and these various actors, voice actors, whatnot, go, oh. Man, Wizard of Oz? I grew up with that. That's cool. All right, awesome. Send me the script. I'm in.
All right.
Why did I say I was in? Why did I say I was in? Why, Michael?
Now I want to hear how it was like. I want to hear how it's proposed. Like, all right, so hey guys, we're gonna do a new Wizard of Oz movie. It's like, oh, so it's gonna be like fun and like campy like the original ones? No, it's gonna involve really bad CGI mixed like one of those Tinkerbell straight to DVD movies. We're gonna have weird scenes with monkeys and a lot of pop culture references. Well, you're still gonna keep the snappy songs, right? The timeless songs that you can just tap your foot to. No, hear me out. We're gonna do pop songs that sound like they came from the newest Miley Cyrus album. And something that seems like it came straight from the Elvis era, sung by Martin Short. Wait, oh no, it's like, oh, I'm not done. We're also gonna have a weird opera number towards the middle that has absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the story. Fuck it, green lit, boom. Alright, get the hell out of here.
Alright guys, it's time to hand out roles. Kelsey Grammer, you're gonna be the Tin Man. Well, at least it's a respectable part. You know, people know this role. Alright. Patrick Stewart, one of the greatest actors of our age.
You're gonna be Treebeard.
You're an old tree.
I'm getting paid for this, right? That's probably what this would. I want a very small part of this movie that no one will use against me later.
I will donate everything I make off this movie to charity.
And I'll still.
Now I feel like a horrible person. Can I donate more to charity?
Patrick Stewart plays a boat called Tug,
and later a tank called Tank. All right.
Either way, just know Patrick Stewart's performance is as wooden as his character.
Honestly, his performance is about as good as he could hope it to be.
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, there are also sense of, I really don't care how good this turns out to be. I'm only here for the paycheck and to kill time before X-Men Days of Future Past.
Right.
Which we could have been seeing. I would have easily, but gladly waited the extra 3 hours.
It's coming out tonight.
There's a 10 o'clock showing tonight, and I was like, I almost said, fuck it. I'm going to stay here. You do the review by yourself. I'm going to go watch X-Men. Bye. But no. I sat through this piece of shit. I'm going to vent about it.
All right. So she gets to Oz. It's in disarray.
Oh, we forgot about... There's a few things happened before then. Don't forget. We have the Martin Short musical number. Oh, by the way, the credits have to point out Martin Short as the jester, as if we couldn't figure it out.
It's like the classic...
It's like there was a clause in his contract. They did this in the trailers, too, where like they had to point out that Martin Short was the jester in every promotional advertisement they did.
Well, no, but these things have happened. In the old school credits, you always have the last name given list their role. You know, most memorably for many of you who grew up watching horrible family television, you had Seventh Heaven, where they note that the dog plays itself. And in the case of Martin Short, the dog plays himself.
Oddly enough, this is one thing that bugged me about this. That fucking Alice in Wonderland movie did it too, where it's like, you're entrusting a lot of power and responsibility with a woman with no proven combat skills in any way whatsoever. The Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland did that, and it drove me nuts. The entire was like, she's never fought in anything. Anything that's happened has been completely pure coincidence.
She doesn't even have siblings!
And yet somehow he tries to take down a freaking dragon. But no, same thing here. It's like, she only survived because a house fell on her on the first one. And she spilled some water on the second one. Not exactly warrior skills.
Then again, causes of death in Oz, like...
Yeah, pretty skip. Yeah. At the same time, she also does almost nothing through the entire movie. And that's why I pointed out to you towards the end of the movie. It took you a long time to actually think of something in some way that she contributed to the story. Because really, all the characters could have very easily done all of this without her.
Exactly. Now, the only real thing that Dorothy does through the whole movie that alters the way the world would have worked otherwise is she invokes the Lindsay Lohan effect.
Elaborate for our audience.
So, shortly after arriving in Oz, she meets Wiser the Owl, who is this 500-pound owl, whose upper chest looks like a freaking sweater vest.
For some reason.
And he talks incessantly and likes to note this numerous times. Mm-hmm. They go into a place called Candy County, where the jester magically changes the sign saying, "Don't eat the candy!"
Actually, he said it went from "don't eat the candy"
Yes,
to
he changes them
candy.
to see. To say it, exactly. They all get arrested for eating candy.
Crimes.
They're all sentenced to death. But
Roll
then they all
credits.
get off. Yeah, exactly. This is like the first of 5 times we all keep hoping to roll credits. But no. They must get set free because Dorothy Gale is a celebrity in Oz.
Yeah.
She's a hero.
Actually, I gotta share a funny story real quick. Where I was talking to a friend of mine who saw like a pirated version of Toy Story 3, where they rolled the credits during that one scene.
Yes, I remember hearing about this. Yes,
where all the toys are holding hands. They're falling into the Inferno. They're falling into the Inferno, and then it fades to black.
How to Kill a Childhood.
And it took him like a year to find out that wasn't the real ending. Anyway, back to what you were saying about the Candy Kingdom.
She gets off because of her celebrity status. She gets reduced sentencing to the point where she simply gets a military escort. Now, really,
Played by Marshall Mello.
Exactly. So she has 3 companions again in this film. Wiser the Owl.
4 if you count Tug.
Okay, yes, 4 if you count Tug.
Yep.
So Tug, played by Patrick Stewart.
For some reason.
You have Wiser the Owl, Marshall Mallow, who really is the only one to provide any real strategy or success to this. He's single-handedly saves the day.
Pretty much. He was the only character I kind of liked.
Exactly. And the Dainty China Princess.
Now, to be fair, I think the Dainty Princess is actually a character from the books.
She totally is.
Yeah.
One thing about her you probably don't know, because in the books she's not. In the movie, she's an ass. Oh my gosh.
Hey, in Raimi's version, she has a shiv. So
I'm down with this. You know? Until they announced, like, yeah, this shard she stabs people with was her father's arm.
All of a sudden it turns into like a weird China version of God of War.
Could be freaky. But I mean, at the same time, she's a jerk.
Yeah.
I don't cheer for her once.
No.
The only thing she was good for was for me to make some really terrible jokes during this movie.
We all made, even I made terrible jokes.
So,
like, I think what was the joke I came up with was like, they send Marshall Mello to be like the suitor for the China doll, because that's like the only way they can get into the city past the Great Wall of China. Like,
the moment they showed this, I start cheering.
And I'm like, oh, no.
It's China cups on their side, like overlapping each other to create this wall.
And we're like polar opposite reactions. When I'm like, no, no, that's so stupid. And they're like, yay, that's so stupid, yay. Same reaction, different interpretations.
Better still, in the writing, they feel the need to draw out the acknowledgement.
I know.
Like, this is a great wall. It's made of China.
It's a great wall of China.
Oh my God.
As if you couldn't figure it out. Like, hey, well, actually kind of makes sense. If you're going to Spain with good mind to see this movie, you're probably not smart enough to figure it out. I know, I'm usually more understanding, but I'm feeling like a dick tonight, so fuck it. I'm using all my repressed rage on this thing today.
So, they send in Marshall Mallow as a suitor, who immediately falls in love with the Dainty China Princess.
The judgmental prejudice Chinese princess.
The horribly vain, shallow...
Not Mallow.
Yeah, not Mallow.
See what I did there?
Oh, man. Is this how you feel sitting next to me all the time?
Sometimes, yeah. Wait, it depends. You feel good or bad?
Murderous rage.
Yeah, then I
all right, there we go. All right. So...
that about sums it up. Right.
She announces to her people that Dorothy, Marshall Mallow, and Wiser will accompany her to the Emerald City to sort out these earthquakes from the Jester. It's the first time we really acknowledge the Jester as the villain to Dorothy.
Yes.
Dorothy doesn't even question it.
No, she doesn't, does she?
She's just like, oh my, that's terrible. We should go.
To be fair, she kind of did that in the first movie, in the original movie too. She was kind of as absent-minded, except it was charming and quirky, and you kind of ignore it. But this one, it's like, no, this is stupid and horrible, and I want to kill myself, and everyone else in here. But there's only Wes, so it kind of narrows it down.
All right, so they keep going until
they reach a bridge.
They reach a bridge that's out.
Oh no!
And they need to cross. Enter Patrick Stewart.
And trees are alive, and he's like, you can't cut Amos down. And Patrick Stewart's like, I'm the giving tree. Feel free to cut me down.
I volunteer. I'm 978 years old, and I don't have many rings left.
Oh. And he's
horrible tree joke.
And I'm sure he was like, really? This is what you want me to say? I'm a classically trained actor.
I'm almost convinced they'd given him something worse, and this is what he got them to go with.
It's like, so it's either say this or, hey, do you want to get freaky deaky with my trunk stuff?
Got wood.
Oh, God. Ian McKellen's like, just finish this and we'll go get ice cream.
All right, so...
I just gotta...
Someday I will have the wonderful opportunity to work with Patrick Stewart, and I will spend the entire time apologizing.
Hey, we're fully supportive of Patrick Stewart.
He is. He's amazing.
Like, we're not making fun of him. We're feeling sorry for him.
Yeah, no. I can attribute certain things like, oh, this is bad directing, or, oh, this is a bad move on this part. The greatest failure to this movie, in my opinion, is the script.
That's the great.
I think that the writing is the worst part of this. The animation, all right, the animation is not the highest quality. Animation is incredibly expensive and time-consuming. It makes the cost of making a movie, it does not save you anything versus making live action and doing special effects.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, not Disney quality, not Pixar quality animation, making it to the big screen, I'm kind of happy because it means that more than the big studios are making it.
Fair enough.
I can tolerate that. They've got some great voice actors here who have some real skill. And the problem is not their delivery of the lines.
It's what they're given.
It's the lines themselves.
I mean, I love Patrick Stewart. I love Dan Aykroyd. I love Kelsey Grammer. But they were given nothing here. Granted,
exactly.
It's clearly going for like the lowest common denominator. Yeah. Like kids who swallow too many paint chips.
This is going to be an amazing $7 DVD to play now at your child's daycare.
Yeah, even then, I don't know. The kids are going to revolt. Like, no! Put on Troll in Central Park! We'll behave! Put on Batman and Robin, put on Troll in Central Park, please, anything, God help me.
Give us a Tim Allen movie! Oh.
Play Let It Go again, I swear to God, it's anything. Just not this again.
Oh, man. All right.
Yes, I went there, Frozen fans. I'll see you in the comments.
Now he's beautiful forever.
I liked Frozen, but they fucking killed that song for
Frozen
me.
was a lot of fun, but yeah, that song got horribly overplayed.
It's still overplayed. It's like the movie's almost a fucking year old, and they're still playing the goddamn song. Anyway, so, and now we get to the fun part, which is your greatest line in this whole thing.
Oh, man.
I know.
All right, so they go through this process of turning Patrick Stewart from a tree into a boat. And a number of individuals show up to help, including an army of mice and some beavers wearing hard hats. And their leader has a handlebar mustache.
And I was like, why the fuck does a beaver have a handlebar mustache? And you look at me.
I look at him. I twirl my handlebar mustache and say, is there a better way to get a beaver? My most inappropriate joke during a kid's movie ever. I apologize.
I laughed my ass off. I needed that so bad. It's like, I feel hope again.
There are days I don't hold myself back, and this is one of those moments.
No, there's not much else you can do.
It's true. He asks a question, I have to give an answer, and that's the only one I had.
because I'm watching this movie and I find myself sinking lower and lower into my seat because I'm secretly hoping it will just swallow me up. And I don't have to sit through the rest of this. But anyway, what time do we have?
We're good.
Okay, we're good.
We've got time to keep talking.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. All right, so... Oh, man.
It's been oh god, this and Haunted House 2. The bad movies are coming back to bite us in the ass.
Exactly.
Like we got off easy way too long.
We've got some good ones coming, and some worse ones. But
we got X-Men and an Adam Sandler movie next week. I'm scared. I still gotta go see Neighbors, so I'm still scared.
All right.
Things I do for you people.
So. They build a boat. They build Patrick Stewart into a boat. No. Everyone climbs on Patrick Stewart and sails down the river together, which takes them closer to Oz. Flying monkeys attack. They dive into a cave. Fireflies help guide them. Fireflies turn out to be an illusion created by the jester.
Because why not?
Honestly, this is probably the only twist I didn't see coming.
Fair enough. Actually, I didn't see it either.
But we did have fun talking about how the fireflies creating the shape of the arrow to guide the boat was a lot like the whole Finding Nemo sequence.
It just needs that voice.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe if you feel like it is gonna, everyone knows your name in there.
Oh,
just for shits and giggles if you feel like it.
So then they go over a waterfall, and the dainty China princess is shattered.
Oh.
I felt not bad at all.
I didn't feel anything. I just, at this point, I was like, can we just move us along, please?
But then, a love song. Sorry, Dorothy leaves, deciding no one else can get hurt while she handles this mission, because she's so qualified!
Yeah, and then again, she doesn't do anything.
Yep. So, she leaves, love song, as Marshall Mallow uses pieces of his own body to glue the China princess back together, at last granting her a soft side.
That's the joke you made that you felt was worth repeating.
Yes! That's the one thing she was good for. The only joke I could make. The rest of her character, I just can't stand her. She's... So, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I lost control for a moment there.
I'm just all kinds of sad. Like, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm everything in between.
All right.
But all for the wrong reasons.
Right?
So it ends the way you expect. They go to the castle, they get another fucking musical number.
Or two.
They get the big army scene where Dorothy does next to nothing.
Yep.
And then, of course, she grapples with the jester and breaks his staff, and yeah, they saved it, blah, blah, fuck, who cares?
Exactly.
And we get that. Oh, and then they go back to the
And then she
real
goes
world,
back.
where apparently she kicks FEMA's ass. So, like, in
she reveals the appraiser for the fraud he is.
Because apparently no one asked for a clear look at their identification. Come to think of it, what exactly was the scam here anyway?
I think he was doing a land grab.
In Kansas?
Really, I mean, honestly...
No one goes to Kansas voluntarily.
Maybe he worked for McDonald's stealing up farmland or something.
McDonald's has farms?
Potatoes, dude. Cows. Their food has to come from theoretically somewhere.
Theoretically. I'm not convinced. I think they just have a giant paste tube.
We have to believe in that or the sanitation plants, okay? McNugget meals are people!
Crunchy, crunchy people.
Next week, tune in to us getting sued by McDonald's.
Hey, if Super Size can do it, so can I. I can make up evidence that doesn't actually exist, and I can fake a study that you can't duplicate. All true, by the way. Super Size is a complete fraud, but... This took a weird turn. Cannibalism, getting sued by McDonald's.
So, yeah, honestly, I just would have loved to see him going to the state of Kansas to claim those properties. I have a bunch of signed condemned property forms. I'd like to own these now. Who did not think this plan through?
Kind of thinking Martin Short would be a great evil Ronald McDonald.
Yes, he would. Dr. McNinja the movie.
Dr. McNinja?
All right, if you don't read it, you need to.
I'll add it to my list.
Yeah, comic book put out. It's created and posted online, starring the Irish ninja doctor, Dr. McNinja.
God. All right. So that was Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Legends of Oz, Dorothy Returns.
Whatever.
Previews.
Fuck this movie.
It's still not done.
Just fuck this movie. At least
finally get your dream, but at what cost?
Yes, I finally got theater to myself, and it's for a movie that is probably the one that's made me the angriest so far this year, and that's after I saw Haunted House 2.
This is his Legend of Hercules.
Pretty much.
Worst movie? No. Most aggravating? Yes.
So we got a lot of fucking trailers. So first one we got Dolphin Tale 2, which I can't believe we got a sequel.
I was amazed. I at first thought it was a preview for the first one, and I was just like, wait, I thought this came out a couple years ago.
We really needed to fill the extra 3 minutes.
So,
but either way, I don't know.
It's got Morgan Freeman.
Yeah,
but then
Morgan Freeman.
Legends of Oz had Patrick Stewart.
And Morgan Freeman is also an Evan Almighty. We choose not to talk about that one.
Yeah, good point.
But either way, I don't know. It looks like one of those predictable sea creature movies where you can tell exactly how it's going to go from the trailer and musical cues alone.
Exactly.
Like, were you the one I made that joke to about the musical cues?
No.
Who was I? It was a movie we did recently. I think I did it with Patrick. Oh no, it was with you. It was $1 Million Arm.
Oh yes. You can interpret the whole movie by the musical cues.
Yes. So it's kind of
right. So after that, we've got
Annie.
I'm excited for it.
Really? Even with the Cameron Diaz thing?
Yes.
Why?
So,
I know. I understand it has personal significance for you.
I grew up in a family who loves musicals, so I grew up watching musicals.
Oh, how'd this rank?
Annie was one of the more enjoyable ones, but more so it was one of the first musicals my younger sister did. The part she played was not Annie.
Okay. You say
in fact, she's in the position that Cameron Diaz is playing.
Oh, God.
And so I'm kind of entertained to see the comparison.
Well, there you go.
So
I think I made a theory while I watching this movie. This is secretly a prequel to Amazing Spider-Man 2. That this is the untold story of Electro, because Jamie Foxx plays the rich guy. And what it shows is Jamie Foxx in the trailer saving Annie from an oncoming truck. My theory is that he didn't save her. That she got run over by the truck, and he was so racked with guilt that he made up this entire musical idea of Annie's life and how he changed it and how it changed him. But secretly he was losing his mind more and more, alienating all his friends and family, losing his fortune on wild musical random ideas until really has nothing left to lose for. And he changed his name to Max Dillon and starts working at Oscorp, using stuff he learned in his old college career.
So I gotta admit, I love the change of name for Annie, though. They've changed Daddy Warbucks to Stacks.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, I anticipated that. This could be some great musical numbers and some horrible rewriting. All right, so next movie. Let's keep going.
I can't believe this movie's even being made. This is only a teaser, but we got fucking Paddington.
Paddington. I don't even know. I had a freaking Paddington bear as a kid.
How do you make a movie out of that?
I don't know. This is kind of like them doing Peabody and Sherman. I'm just like, all right, that was my childhood. Yes, that was a 90-second clip, and you're making a movie.
And it looks like it's live action, too, which is even worse.
It's going to be live action.
It's doing the Scooby-Doo shit that didn't work when Scooby-Doo did it. It's not going to work now.
Come on, you got a teddy bear in a red hat, a blue coat, and yellow rain boots.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be the greatest prequel to Ted ever.
It's going to be the best anime movie since Marmaduke.
Oh, my God. All right.
So, next one, Earth Echo, another movie I really couldn't give less of a shit about.
I'm not excited for this. This is probably the only movie right now I'm not excited about. I don't care.
Neither do I. Like, it looks like it's played by a bunch of shitty child actors. Like, I mean, It looks like it's trying to be a mixture of E.T. and Super 8 that came out a few years ago.
Yeah.
Except Super 8 had a legitimate cast of very, very talented child actors.
It's true.
But this one looks like it's just a bunch of kids kind of phoning it in. So it looks stupid. Just looks bad.
Lots of shaky cam.
Yeah, because it's one of those found footage movies. There's a reason those are going away, people.
Exactly.
No one cares anymore. Speaking of things I don't care about, next trailer. Planes 2.
All right.
Fire and Rescue.
I honestly hit the end of this preview, and I just turned to him, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I managed to avoid seeing the first Planes last year. I'm not going to get away with that twice. This came out with...
buddy. You know who's going to go see this?
Patrick.
Movie of the year.
The worst thing is Patrick's going to want to come too.
Oh, heck yes.
So it's going to be 2 against 1.
We'll tie you down and watch the original first.
Oh, good. All of a sudden turns into Clockwork Orange.
This way he'll be used to continuity. It's going to be good.
No, please, stop it, I beg you. No, I've never seen Clockwork Orange.
All right.
And last one, finally a movie I actually want to fucking see. It's the newer trailer for How to Train Your Dragon 2. It looks amazing. Oh, I can't wait. Because it has like great heart to it. It's got great voice acting. Like it's like one of the few roles to Joe Bartley done the 300 that I really like him in. You know.
I have one major concern about this film.
What's that?
So in the first one, you have this one kind of comedic, kind of sentimental moment where Hiccup gets his helmet. Mm-hmm. And his father points out that their 2 helmets were actually a matching set, and they were his mother's breastplate.
She's
the
lost
character, she's gone through some serious mass reduction. Because they've got her in this spindly little frame that fits, some of the other female characters we've seen, but would not fit that breastplate.
She spent a lot of time around dragons. I mean, she's found all kinds of secret abilities. Maybe one of them involves,
At one point, she's talking about the secrets on the dragon. And she pushes something on Toothless, and fins pop up down his back.
Yep.
All I'm saying is, if she gets poked in the ribs at some point, and I may fall out of my seat.
I think there's actually a Marvel character that does that.
I know DC does.
No, it's the West Coast Avengers has a character that does that.
Really?
I think it's called Big Bertha or something like that.
Okay. I know DC has a horrible villain in the Young Justice series named Mighty Endowed.
That's a thing?
Yes! It's a thing from the early 90s.
Oh, God. All right. So, final thoughts. Let's wrap this up. Get out of here.
If you need a movie to turn your back on a bunch of 6-year-olds and hope for minimal property damage, this might be the movie for you. Otherwise, avoid. Avoid at all costs. Go see any other animated film. Really.
I'm going home. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Okay. I guess here's the ultimate qualifier, Michael. Would you rather watch it again or Cars 2?
I can't decide.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.